En la Plaza de Reyes, la Cimenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber?
¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, Bartomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi pro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep, Black Sea Mental de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, Soplón.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeña en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. La super rafina, la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le duele, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco Mob, negro, yeah. Cinco Mob, nigga, yeah. Nero Luigi, man, Incas Mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el Ness. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirve ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito para que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor interprete que ha parido esta cordillera sin luz afuera. Que el espectáculo es dentro, la calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento, cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clown de clown en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón, y para esta pantalla no soy el patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión, y doy fe por cada renglón, consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Reyes, papá, el Nero Luigi, Black Cimental, hip hop peruano. Rasgo en la maldita base. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo. Comentando. ¿Qué dicen? Sí. ¿Qué cuentan? Ya. Escúchame. Ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaz es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestran. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta, pánico en el público y manejarás el testapal. Político en vez de patrullas se vende camilla para un hospital, como si esa mierda de combo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el otro sobrino peruano de un primo hermano pariente y papá. Que esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas, belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo, falso, culos, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador, grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá, la palabra es cruda. Autoeducación en camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben, cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trate la fruna, no una pura canción que me dura. Así no censura, emite basura, no le conviene que sepa verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una PD que poco invierte
al vecindario.
Sirven como fieles feligreses, oscuro intereses, mienten todo el día, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo, pues miró hoy como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho a la objetiva información. El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún legado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un talk show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta las 100.
Hay violaciones, extorsiones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en milis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará,
CPF.
Hey, pure nigga on a microphone, studio of Kion, gangsta sound, my brother come over. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. My brother come over. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Escucha a Dios si aún estás por este mundo. Voy a robarte tan solo 3 segundos. Quiero mandar tu mensaje muy profundo y pedirte disculpas por si me confundo. Soy un humano más que vaga en estos páramos, que se pregunta qué pasa si nos amáramos. Pero la guerra nos separa, así que páranos y únenos de nuevo, por favor, como quisiéramos. Ve al humano maltratar a su mujer, divisa al pueblo roto por su falta de poder. Sigo viendo al niño muriendo sin comer y al rico atragantarse tan solo por placer. Quedamos pocos mensajeros del honor, fieles servidores del humano con valor, nobles narradores de palabra con amor. Solo faltas tú para guiar nuestro interior. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. My brother come over. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Sé que no es fácil nadar en estas aguas, ni mantener el rumbo en este sin razón. Sé que me quemo si camino en la fragua. Este es mi deber cuando recibí mi don. Podría hablar sobre coches y dinero, pero no quiero, por eso soy la voz del guero. Prefiero mantener
tener mi arte mensajero, luchar junto al humilde para destruir el clero. Unos tienen tanto y otros quieren tan poco. Esta melodía me está volviendo loco. Pido a Kion que limpie lo que toco. Él destruye el muro en el que normalmente choco. La tierra muere y morirá callada. Creaste un suelo de arena malgastada. Nos diste ciencia y eso no te avala. Ella da respuestas, tú no dices nada. Sé que mi fe no va mal, pero aquí debajo todo sigue igual. Luchamos por vivir algo que es normal. Por eso lo divino jamás será mortal. Oh, my nigga, feel the rasta, you nigga, no my nigga. Hey, escuela, haciendo fresco lo que siento desde el alma. Nego, lo siento. Lo sé, señor, quizás hable sin sentido, pero al malvado hay que darle su merecido. Mira al diablo en que me ha convertido, pidiéndole consejos a un desconocido. Mamrena como va, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Clean the shower, feel the warrior eternal power. Mamrena como va, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Clean the shower, feel the warrior eternal power. Represent Hanoi City from president.
Hey, shalom, fam. Shalom, shalom. Buenos dias, hermanos. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hold on, let me close this up. brother Vladimir. I see you. Yeah, man. For some reason, whenever you post something, I think maybe you do it early, and then that's why it doesn't show up when I go live. It's probably why. 'Cause when I go live, I see you on the other end, but I don't see you on my main page. But it's all good, bro. So I see you though. Good morning, everybody. The Daily Dose, Part 5. Daily Dose, Part 5. Man, I'm kind of excited about this one, to be quite frank with you, fam. Let me take care of this real quick, though. Let me not forget, because you know what I mean? We got non-paid promotional people, meaning that they want me to disclose or provide disclaimers, or also, shoot our channel down because I don't want them to pay us. It's kind of awkward. Anyways, let's go.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
All right, fam. So listen, we started at 5:05, right? So what I've noticed is I technically stay within an hour of my time, but I not realize, wait a minute, man, I'm using about 15 minutes of music or 10. So in reality, I'm not giving y'all an hour. So we started at 5:05 or at least 5:07, whatever, right? We're gonna go at 6:05, 6:07. I'm gonna give you a solid hour of scripture and actual historical facts. Now, I every morning, man, it's so interesting. You know what I'm saying? Every morning, and I kid you not, man. Facebook is like another beast. You know what I'm saying? And then this post may go against our community standards. All right, cool. Delete post. They're so quick to like take off my post. It's funny, man. You got black folks that are like, I guess I posted something where they're. I just basically post stuff against people that claim to say something or do something. So me, because of my so-called experience, you know what I mean? I'll post it. And they just had me in private, and the first thing he did was what? Basically, start calling me just massive. I mean, it wasn't even an intellectual, conversation where, okay, you and I are gonna, debate. What's your problem? Why don't you understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Nah, man. The guy straight up just went straight viral, bro. I mean, honestly, I didn't even need a comment. Let's see, where you at? Do I have it? Let me show you this real quick, fam. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. So-called African Americans. Y'all need to really check your spirit, man. Y'all are so quick to claim white people are racist. But man, you guys are not that different. No, sir, not at all. Not at all. Not at all, my friends. Not at all. Look at this. I'll show you. This guy goes on a private level and he goes, typical filthy, I'm going to say it, fucking wetbag, ass spick, defending cave monkey crackers, which I'm not. I'm just basically keeping it neutral. I'm keeping it real. You're going to say white men enslaved everybody except the black man. That's not true. Y'all came with them. They don't like you and you're dirty ass people. You want to be a cracker, don't you? You see what I'm saying? But it'll be the same people, same ones that will be Black Lives Matter. This is the same individual, lost to the cause, claiming that he's an Israelite, but at the same time saying that we're not from the Americas, that the white man brought all of us over here. Can't make this stuff up, fam. These are men. These are supposedly grown men. Look, watch this. Well, I don't want to put what I wrote because I don't. No me cayó la boca, And he goes, I don't cry about racism. I don't give a damn. I'm a racist, so fuck it. Dirty ass wetback spick. You're on our shit. You Mongols came over here. Black people were here first. Bitch, LL. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, so-called African Americans. Y'all need to just really know who you're dealing with. You guys can talk all this game to white folks all day. All day. Talk to the white man. Talk to him like that. That's fine. But I'm going to tell you something. Y'all are picking the wrong fight. Y'all are picking the wrong fight with the wrong people. It's dumb. It's dumb. Look, there's one nation of individuals who are literally trying to be everybody else but themselves. Anyways, whew, I had to let that one out. Sorry, fam. I spilled some frijoles on you. Typical. Okay, cool. Sounds good. But listen, fam, we got something exciting today. No, that's not the class. I'm not here to talk about heathens. I'm not gonna throw pearls to swines anymore. Well, maybe every now and then I'll, show it off a little bit. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 18:18. Let's read it real quick. This is the potter and the clay, right? Let's go to Jeremiah 18:18, and it says, "Then said they, Come, let us devise devices against Jeremiah, for the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophets. Come, let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of his words." That happens. I'm reading that for a purpose. All right, so first of all, let me see who's here. It's just you, Vladimir. Yeah, you know how it is, bro. People come to this channel, they get all offended. He's talking about black people again. No puede ser así. You guys are silly, man. Y'all are too sensitive. Look, I'm going to remind y'all, all right? See, I grew up in the streets, and I grew up in a neighborhood, basically, not in the streets. I grew up in a neighborhood where we live by these standards. Facts tell, stories sell. You see, us that grew up in the street, right? Like, the whole street vibe. I was a teenager in the 90s, right? We learned how to have great game. We call it verbo in Spanish. And we know how to sell stories, but we also know what are facts. You see, when you grow up in an environment where it's like you have no choice but to be honest with yourself, that you're broke, you come from a broke family, that you come from an alcoholic family, that you come from basically 7 people in 1 bedroom, illegal as hell. Those are real facts, fam. So facts tell, stories sell. We're not trying to put on a shirt that doesn't belong to us. And so-called African Americans, y'all think you're offending somebody by saying Mongols. Well, in case you don't know, the way we got here, we actually did migrate that way. And we brought Arab-looking nations, Indian-looking nations, and Asian-looking nations up to this side. You see, I've showed it in our class. I'm not offended by it because only someone that knows their history wouldn't be offended by it. But see, you black folks, how the hell did you get here? Oh, you were here already? Really? How? So you enslaved your own people? So black people enslaved black people. That's how stupid some of you guys are. Let's go, man. Then said they, Come, let us devise devices against Jeremiah. I'm not saying I am him. All I'm saying is, they say, let us not give heed to any of his words. Y'all think I'm crazy. Well, I'm going to tell you, no matter what, this goes to all you caps, IUIC, GMS, Sakari especially, and ISUPK. Yeah, the biker gang, the bikers. The call halal to Yahweh, y'all speak English all day, and then next you know, you just use a couple words in Hebrew, and but the Most High's hearing you. Man, shut up. On the wrong continent, baby. It's I find it interesting, fam. Why are you guys listening to people that are not from this continent? Seriously, they're not from here. Who are they to tell us who we are according to the Bible? We've had the Bible before they came. You guys forget, obviously, but we've proven it day in, day out. So now, let's go. Now we're going to go into, again, we got a timeline going on, fam. Remember 1492, all of that stuff, right? So we're going to use a little visual. This is from Genocide of Mexico, from our brethren here, okay? I would say subscribe to this channel, family. I think it's very important. Watch what he says. Let's go ahead and follow through. We are in the 1492 period, right? 1493, 1494, 1495. We're basically, we've talked about, the conquering when they got here. I think I mentioned a few plagues. Now I'm going to start getting into actual visual and details, and I got some material to show y'all. So we're still within 1492 to 1515. Okay, so let's follow. Let's walk. Now I'm going to read this to y'all because apparently the so-called other heathens, they say that this doesn't apply to us. So I'm going to read it anyways, just to piss them off, maybe. But the facts are facts. These are our scriptures. This is our Bible. This is our book. Deuteronomy 4:27. The Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in numbers among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. I don't see no few in number Negroes here or anywhere. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to show you something real quick. I know that's going to hurt y'all, but you know what? You guys are so quick to say, you that have yellow hair, you have yellow hair. You're a heathen. Okay, let's see what this says here. Let me see. This is a actual curse. It's regarding blemishes, fam. You know what I'm saying? Blemishes, right? You know, they talk about the yellow hair. If you got yellow hair, then you're a heathen. So, you know, they talk about us, our gente, right? Because some of us are born with yellow hair, supposedly blonde hair. Leviticus 13:36. Then the priest shall look on, and behold, if the scalp be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair. He is unclean. Basically, yellow hair is unclean, fam. Well, you know what else is unclean? Oh, hold on a second. Look at this. Oh, man, I kid you not, man. I don't know if it's the computer, the YouTube, or what. People come and people go. As soon as I start speaking truth, like, here goes. It's going to hurt y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, fopies. Okay? Hold on your horses. Everybody here. It says here, for whatsoever man he be that has a blemish, he shall not approach a blind man or a lame or he that has a flat nose. What? Family, what nation of people have flat noses? Oh, it's going to hurt your feelings. Hurt your feelings. Gonna hurt your feelings. Flat nose. Flat nose, flat nose, flat nose. Everybody, I don't even got to. I don't got to tell y'all, man. I don't got to tell you. See how you guys mess with us? It's so simple to just smash you in the face. You have flat noses. You're. Listen, you're a heathen. You got a blemish. You ain't even supposed to come to the congregation. Damn. See, fam. So the Hebrews, we don't have flat noses. You want me to be simple? You see what I mean? So when you guys start talking simple and using the Bible, that's how you get caught up in just stupidity. Anyways, let me go with my class. Sorry, fam. I really apologize. It's just today I was called a spick, a wetbag, and I'm like, man, you guys, that's what I'm saying, man. You guys like always criticize the white. I don't give a damn about them, bro. I already know what they did. But hey, spade a spade. Spade a spade. I don't like it. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in numbers among the heathen, where the Lord shall lead you. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen this in many times, right? Here, let me show you something real quick. Maybe I'll bring it out now, and then we'll go into the class. Hold on. Archive this. Archive that. Let's see. I think we're going to go into this book here. All right. Yep, we're going to go into... Let's watch the video first, okay? Here we go. All right, let's see. Where are you? There it goes.
And the archive. Now we're going to...
All right, fam, let's listen in.
appreciate something about the Spanish and the Spanish conquest of the Caribbean and of Mexico, of Central Mexico. So let's appreciate that. Now, between 1492 and 1519, explorers are going to be sent on reconnoitering adventures, so reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is important. That's a term that's used by the military so that they can go and strategize and map out the region that they've just entered, and they need to send peoples up to come back and report what they see. Okay, and so it's very.
All right, fam. So you guys see that? That's actually biblical, okay, fam? It's biblical. So let me show you something real quick. You guys are probably familiar with this scripture, man. It's not a big deal, but you know what I mean? Reconnaissance, meaning they search out iniquities, right? Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So what is reconnaissance? Meaning a military mindset. Like, look, let me go here, let me go there. Let me figure these guys out. Tell me about them. Who are they? What do they do? What are they about? Right? Just like when you go to Judith 5, this is basically Holofernes, I think, or Holofernes, something like that. And he's inquiring about who we are, right? Verse 3 of chapter 5, Judith 5:3 says, and then said he unto them, tell me how ye sons of Canaan, who these people is. He's asking the sons of Canaan who we are, right? That dwell in the hill country and that are in the cities that they inhabit. And what is the multitude of their army? And wherein is this power and strength? And what king is set over them, or captain of their armies? All right. So we kind of we understand now that the same mindset, that reconnaissance, meaning they have to understand who we were, what we were about, who we worship, how we worship, what our weaknesses are, what our strengths are. All right. Let's go. Wait, hold up. Oh, hey, shalom, Julio. Shalom, he said. My bad. Let me go into. Sorry, man. Oh, by the way, just letting y'all know, we will be ending the class at 6:05 because I've noticed that I say I'm going to do an hour, but I don't give you guys a solid hour. Probably like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, because about 10, 15 minutes of music, and then the rest of it sometimes talking. So I'm going to give you a solid hour of straight scripture and historical facts. Right now, we're in this timeline, 1492 to 1519. Okay, let's remember, we're going to be moving forward in timeline and scripture as well. All right. Now, here we're going to use this brother here to give us a visual of what we've been talking about. All right, so let's go.
Important to appreciate something about reconnoitering adventures. Columbus is going to have 4 visits to the Western Hemisphere. His initial explorations.
That's also biblical too, fam. I've asked about the scripture, and you know what? I try to confirm it with some of the camp, and they just like, I don't know if you're right. I don't know if you're wrong, but you know what? Let's read it. Wisdom of Solomon 14:1 says again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carried him, meaning the cross. For verily desired of gain deviseth that, and the workman built it by his skill, meaning the cross. For by providence, O Father, governeth, for thou hast made a way in the sea, and a safe path in the waves. This is why they couldn't find us. And then technically it opened up. If y'all haven't seen the movie, the Promised Lands, right? 1492 Promised Lands, you guys got to watch it. How the ship technically is lost, and they're like, they have no food, and then eventually the waters are still, and then it just opens up for them, showing that thou canst save from all dangers. Yea, though a man went to a sea without art, meaning without direction, without understanding. Columbus wasn't necessarily the most brightest man in the world. Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. Why? It says here, for in the old times also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generations, talking about Noah and his sons. For blessed is the word whereby the righteous cometh, meaning righteousness, meaning punishment to our people. Blessed is the wood. Blessed is the wood whereby righteous cometh. Who's coming? These are the nations. But that which is made with hands is cursed. Damn. As well as it, as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Watch this. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, so there be a visitation, 1492, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and stumbling block to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. Watch this. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. Wasn't the white Jesus and so-called black Jesus coming in? We don't know if the black Jesus was coming in. We do know from history that it was a white one. Now we're dealing with the black one. Watch this. This is regarding what do you call it? Caesar Borgia. For by being glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall come shortly in the end. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom grew strong, was kept a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings, the papal, the priest, right? Him, Borgia, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off, meaning where they've been here. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, white Jesus, and made an expression image of a king whom they honored because this was Caesar Borgia, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him with his absence as if it were present. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did not help forward the ignorant more superstitious. This was Michelangelo. Right here. The one that drew Caesar Borgia. I believe it's Michelangelo. Is it Michelangelo, if I'm not mistaken? Let me confirm, but let me read. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did set forward the ignorant to more superstitions. For he, peradventure, willing to please one authority, meaning the people of power, hey, draw me that visage. I want my son to look like the Messiah. Forced all his skills to make the resemblance of the best fashion. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which little before was but honored. And this was an occasion to deceive the world. To deceive the world. To deceive the world. So then now we start talking about the actual changes when they get here, right? That's if that's not 1492, I don't know what it is, fam. Let's go.
His fourth one is in 1504. Now, European geographical knowledge expands rapidly at this time with Columbus. When you take a look at maps, in 1489, the world is shown according to the Greeks, but it did suggest that by sailing west, one would come to China. After 1492, and for 20 to 30 years after, maps are going to be used as a means by which to understand what is in the Western Hemisphere by those powers that be in Europe, wondering where it is that they can go and send their quote-unquote explorers. Maps included the Yucatan and the Florida as islands between Europe and Asia.
So now they're strategizing, family. They're strategizing in how they can conquer our lands and then spread us all around, right? That's why I'm saying Deuteronomy 4:27. Listen, what do? We divide and conquer, fam. That's the only way you win a war. The Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and we know that for a fact. We got family. We got brothers all over the continents, man. All down South America. We got brothers in Spain. We got brothers in Arab nations. Yes, confirming. It's confirmed, fam. So all of you that are concerned about, well, you know, you Hispanics, man, you guys aren't waking up. You have no idea. I'm going to tell you something, fam. The scriptures talk about in Acts that when the truth started coming out, it wasn't one or two people trickling in. It was thousands of people walking in, hundreds of people walking in, all at once. Wait for the avalanche. It's coming. You just be patient. Stick to the milk. Continue to repent. And I don't want to guarantee it. Let me shut up now. I'm being carnal. That's not good. Jeremiah 9:25. It reads, behold, the days come, say the Lord, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Damn. Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the outer corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in their heart, meaning in their mind. So now the Most High is sending this nation of people from afar, from the end of the earth, as quick as the eagle flieth. Deuteronomy 28:49. Okay, now we're seeing it. The Lord shall bring a nation against you from far. The Spaniards, the French, the Germans, the Dutch, from the end of the earth. From where the sun rises, right? As swift as the eagle flieth. We know that they have the nation of the The European nations are of the eagle. We know that. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We also know that for a fact, right? We know that in Habakkuk 1:8, we know who these guys are, and we know how they came in. And we know for a fact that this has been prophesied 1,300 years ago, 2,600 years ago, Habakkuk said this. 1,300 years ago, it was repeated, and then now we see it again. Habakkuk 1:5, and it says, behold, ye among the heathen, meaning us, regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told to you. You see, we were told that it was only the so-called white man that came. It wasn't. It was the so-called black man and the white man that came together. Verse 8, their horses are swifter than leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. You want to know why? I'm going to show y'all something, fam. I was thinking about this last night. I was meditating on it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's all I do, fam. That's all I do. I literally I can't stop thinking of scriptures, man. I wish I could tell you that I'm lying. I'm not. And hold on a second. Let me go back to, what was it? The post. Let me see. Where did I see this? You see, hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something, all right, fam? Look. IUIC, the real cavemen exposed. Israelites, the truth be told, dinosaurs and cavemen in the Bible. All right, watch.
The Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel. So let's jump right into it. Let's open up with Joe.
Anybody hear that? It's an impact tremor is what it is. I'm fairly alarmed here.
Come on. We gotta get out of here. Gotta get out.
This is it right here, fam. Watch this. This is what they're saying. All right, it's not me saying it, but I'm proving a point. I'm not defending them. I'm proving a point. I'm going to show you something. All right, because the prophecy is for the so-called Phoenician blacks. I'm going to show you why. All right, let's go.
Read that again.
Yeah, that junk was crazy, man. Read that
And they had that red pottage on there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so first of all, you cannot go about scripture and then use white science. That's so white science, evolution. Okay, that's pretty stupid. Two, now you guys are saying that these guys were Neanderthals and the lowest of the lows, and then you guys push this tapestry. Okay, fine. But listen, fam, if Habakkuk 1:8 says that there were horses coming, right? It says their horses are swifter than leopards and are more fierce than evening wolves. We know that from the golden age of the Moors that that's exactly what was said to about the black man going and conquering the white man, okay, in 711 AD. Now, let's put it this way. They lost actual power, but who conquered who with horses? So see, this picture tells me that the white man never had horses, fam. You guys are saying that they're beasts and animals. So then that tells me that they're not the ones that came with horses. It was you guys. You guys came with horses. See, you Phoenicians, if you're telling me you subjugated the white men and they're not civilized, so they sure as hell weren't riding horses. Now, were they? And they weren't medieval. Now, were they? Because I don't see no shields or swords. No. I see more a civilized people on the right hand and an uncivilized people on the left hand. And you're telling me that Habakkuk 1:8 is now the white man? Make that stuff up, fam.
So when the Pope was dividing the New World between the Spanish and the Portuguese in the Treaty of Tordesillas, he was really just drawing an arbitrary line of longitude in a blank space.
And we know that based on history that the Spanish and the Portuguese were basically dark-skinned people. What? You don't believe me? Okay. Swarthy. Let's show them. This is from a dictionary app, 1828 Webster's Dictionary, and it says Swarthy definition: being of a dark hue, dusty complexion, tawny. In warm climates, the complexion of man is universally swarthy or black. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, Germans, and English. Can't make this stuff up, fam. The white man didn't come alone.
In January of 1500, the Spanish navigator Vicente Pinzon is going to enter the Amazon near Pernambuco. And so for the first time, the Amazon is going to be appreciated. A month later, the Portuguese navigator Pedro Álvares Cabral is going to visit the southern part of Brazil. And from the Caribbean, explorations begin in earnest. Cuba, Havana, Cuba is going to be the headquarters for Spanish reconnoitering adventures. So Havana, Cuba becomes the central place that everybody is going to begin to organize their expeditions. From the Caribbean, the explorations begin in earnest. In 1508 and 1509, the Spanish are going to cross the Yucatan Peninsula. In 1510, they will touch the shore of Florida. In 1513, Ponce de Leon is going to arrive in Florida.
And remember, Ponce de Leon arrives in Florida, but he forgets one particular person. That guy was called Narvaez, which was a black conquistador. A black conquistador, Narvaez. Watch. Black conquistador. Let me see if I can just get to it real quick. Let me see. Do I need a quick? Hold on. Here, I'll just show this one real quick.
When looking at some paintings of Spanish conquistadors in the New World, I would occasionally encounter the portrayal of Africans accompanying the Spaniards. Now, admittedly, this was a tad bit confusing for me. 1492 voyage of Christopher, the pilot of the Nino on the 1492 voyage of Christopher Columbus. Some accounts say that Alonso Pietro was actually a mulatto. Aside from that, the most popular black conquistador is probably Juan Garrido, as he participated in the conquest of Puerto Rico and Cuba, but most of us don't know the truth. The reason we know Juan Garrido is largely because he was just exceptional. He survived all the conquest, and he wrote a letter pretty much asking to reap the benefits of his military career. So the larger question is, who are these black conquistadors, and how did they come to be? Contrary to popular belief, in the early conquest of the Americas by the Spanish, Africans accompanied them every step of the way. According to Matthew Restall, black men played a pivotal role in the conquest and pacification of the Americas.
All right, let's go.
1513, Vasco Núñez de Balboa is going to reach the Isthmus of Panama and will be the first to witness of Europeans to witness the Pacific Ocean. He will reach the Pacific Ocean. By 1513, the Portuguese will make it to what is known as the River Plate. Okay? And that is the river that separates current-day Brazil from Argentina and Uruguay and Paraguay. And I call this the genocide of Mexico. Okay, so there's these two captives. One of the things that happened, there was a shipwreck in Jamaica, and the Caribe peoples, the Arawak, are going to capture these two Spanish men. One is named Jerónimo de Aguilar, and the other is Gonzalo Guerrero. And Jerónimo de Aguilar and Gonzalo Guerrero are going to be sent to the Mayans in the Yucatan Peninsula as slaves. They will be captured as prisoners, and they will be enslaved with the Mayan. The Mayan will enslave them. One, Jerónimo de Aguilar, is going to, well, they both are going to be assimilated into Mayan culture. And it's going to take place in the fall of Tenochtitlan.
All right, so here we're going to basically start finishing off the class, the fall of Tenochtitlan, because we're pretty much catching up to that, okay, fam? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read y'all something real quick. This is from the American Holocaust, as you guys can see. Let me go ahead and read this real quick, okay? So then once they're here, the one thing about these Spaniards, man, that they will find any way to be cruel. Listen to this, page 72, the American Holocaust. The Spaniards found pleasure in inventing all kinds of odd cruelties. The more cruel, the better, with which to spill human blood. They built a long gibbet, long enough for the toes to touch the ground and prevent strangling and hanging 13 natives at a time to honor Christ, our Savior, and the 12 apostles. Damn. I'm telling you, fam, y'all the Hebrews of the Bible. When the Indians were thus still alive and hanging, the Spaniards tested their strength and their blades against them, ripping chest open with one blow and exposing entrails. And there were those who did worse. Then straw was wrapped around their feet, their torn bodies, and they were burned alive. One man caught two children about 2 years old, pierced their throats with a dagger, then hurled them down a precipice. If some of this has a sickening familiar ring to readers who recall the massacre of My Lai and Song Mai and other Vietnamese villages in not too distant past, the familiarity is reinforced by the term of the Spanish used to describe their campaign of terror, pacification. But as horrific as those bloodbaths were in Vietnam in sheer magnitude, they were as nothing compared with what happened in the single island of Hispaniola 500 years ago. You Boricuas, you Cubans, you my beloved family, man. Look what they did to y'all first. The island's population is about 8 million people at the time of Columbus' arrival in 1492. Already had declined by the third to a half before the year 1496 was out. After 1496, the death rate, if anything, accelerated. In plotting on the graph, the decline of Hispaniola's native population, there appears a curious bulge around the year 1510, when the diminishing numbers seem to stabilize and even grow a bit. Then the inexorable downward spiral towards extinction continued. Damn. You guys got to watch that movie, Extinction. What that little bleep on the demographic record indicates is not, however, a moment of respite for the island's people, nor a contradiction to the overall pattern of Hispaniola's population freefall following Columbus' arrival. Rather, is a shadowy and passing footnote to the Holocaust the Spanish at the time were bringing to the rest of the Caribbeans. For that fleeting instant of population, Stabilization was caused by the importation of tens of thousands of slaves from surrounding islands in fruitless attempts by the Spanish to replace the dying natives of Hispaniola. So you see, fam, a lot of us were taken to those islands and a lot of us were taken out of those islands. So when you go to the 12 tribes, it's stupid because some of us may be of Borinqueños, you know what I mean, of the islands. Some of us may not be and be living there. It's pretty dumb. We're the same people, though, fam. We've all suffered equally, man. This is just horrible. But death seized these imported slaves as quickly as it had Hispaniolas natives, and thus the island of the Bahamas were rapidly stripped of people. Stripped of perhaps 500,000 people. In large part of for use, a short-lived replacement by the Spaniards for Hispaniolas nearly eradicated indigenous inhabitation. Then Cuba, with its enormous population, suffered the same fate. Damn. With the Caribbeans, millions of native people thereby effectively liquidated in barely a quarter of a century. Forced through the murderous vortex of Spanish savagery and greed, the slavers, you black and white ones, turned next to the smaller islands of the mainland coast. The first raid took place in 1515, with natives from Guanaja in the Bay Islands of Honduras were captured and taken to forced labor camps in the populated Cuba. Other slave expeditions followed, and by 1525, when Cortes arrived in the region, all the Bay Islands themselves had been entirely shorn of their inhabitants. So you see, they were like moving us around, fam. And not just here, Europe too. In order to exploit most fully the land and its populace, and to satisfy the increasingly dangerous and rebellious organization ambitions of his well-armed Spanish troops, Columbus instituted a program called Repartimiento, an Indian grant, later referred to as a revised version as a system of encomiendas. This was dividing up not of the land, but the entire peoples. Let's pause right there because we're not there at that yet. Let me go ahead and skip. Needless to say, let me highlight a part. Some Indians attempted to escape from this. They were hunted down with mastiffs. When found, if not torn apart, on the spot, they were returned and a show trial was held for them. And for the edification of other Indians who were made to stand and watch, the escapees were brought before the visitors, Spanish inspectors, magistrates, and accusers, that is, the supposedly pious masters, who accused them of being rebellious dogs and good for nothing, and demanded stiff punishment. The visitadores then had them tied to a post, and he himself, with his own hands, as the most honorable man in town, took a sailor's tarp whip as tough as iron, the kind they use in galleys, and flogs them until blood ran from the naked bodies, mere skin and bones from starvation. Then, leaving them for dead, he stopped and threatened the same punishment if they tried it again. A whip tough as iron. I'm gonna show you this, fam. Something like this, maybe. Where is that? Just a second.
Then here in front of a green screen, we had a puppeteer in various, sometimes almost comical positions to try to get himself out of the shot. Puppeteering.
Colonialism is wicked, family. Colonialism has a wicked spirit and is here to destroy us continually, fam. Can't make this stuff up. It talks about them feeding us the dogs, right? Dogs of Conquest. I was very fortunate to get this book. It actually went up to like $5,000 at one point. Now it's like 1,000. I don't know. It jumps up and down. I bought it for $130, family. 56 to be exact. I lie. This is from the page 48. It says here, on one of every early forays, Luis Carrillo led 6 soldiers to the Rio de Andes, but unable to find gold, the men grew restless and bored. As distraction, Carrillo allowed them to raid the territory of the cacique Araibe in the province of Serencana. From their barcoas or treehouse and stilts, the Indians fought the invaders with sticks and stones, but with persistence, the Castilians seized 7 of these flimsy strongholds containing more than 400 occupants. When these wretches sought to flee, their captors released a great dog that tore several of them to pieces. Whose remaining alive were divided among the triumphant men as slaves. But still bored, these Spaniards asked permission to return as soon as possible to Antigua and were allowed to do so. Watch this. The second expedition, consisting of more than 400 men, to set port toward July 1514 under Captain Juan de Arroya. His primitive objective was to acquire as much gold as possible in any manner feasible. To obtain it, he tortured Indians, burned them alive, or threw them to be torn and devoured by dogs. You guys ever seen dogs fight? If you've never seen dogs fight, you have to pay attention to how these animals are just vicious. Look, fam.
I did not hesitate. It was my dog. I didn't want to see harm come to her. That's why I jumped in. I do this every day and walk my dogs, just a couple blocks. I did not hesitate. It was my dog. I didn't want to see harm.
Those are dogs, fam, fighting each other, man. We don't have teeth like that. With this senseless cruelty, Arroya did much during his short stay on the Isthmus to destroy the immaculate relationship that Balboa had established between the Spaniards and the Indians. What time do we got? Okay, we good time. Informed Balboa of the Mersu. Let's see. The young cacique thinking that it was Balboa's. Let me see. Where are we at? Here goes. This difference became even more apparent when, having satisfied his hunger, the guest of honor suddenly arose from the table, seized his host, along with some visiting Indian nobles, and with threats of fire and dogs demanded gold. Panquiaco ordered his vessels to bring forth all the gold they possessed, but when that amount failed to satisfy Arroyo, the fires were lighted and the mastiffs unleashed. Ignoring the cacique's pleas, Arroyo ordered him to be burned and thrown to the dogs. Panquiaco and one of his guests contrived to escape, but the deadly hounds overtook the guest and destroyed him. Panquiaco fled into the province of the cacique Pocorosa, a traditional enemy who very soon put an end to this young chief's life. Arroyo continued to hang, torture, and throw Indians of Comogra to his dogs. Then he advanced to the province of Pocorosa to carry out somewhat the same measures of harassment. Hearing of his burning and dodging, caciques from around brought food and other supplies to the Spaniards, but fled from their huts unnoticed of invaders' approach. Always as Ayora followed them, he ordered the requerimiento read, declaring that the natives were under the authority of the king. Because its absurd proclamation was in Spanish, it could not be understood. And because it generally was read from this distance, those who heard it thought it was merely a new demand for gold and a threat of burning or dogging if they did not obey. Watch this. I'm gonna finish it with this here. Arroyo, I'm gonna finish this page. Arroyo returned to Antigua by the way of Port Pocorosa, which he renamed Santa Cruz. And now the cacique Pocorosa, to avenge the outrage of his people, sees the Christians left in Santa Cruz and ordered molten gold poured down their throats. As they watched the Spaniards choked and burned with their very metal for which they had lusted, and natives shouted, "Eat, eat gold, Christian! Take your fill of gold!" What we got? Good morning, Rita. The Arawaks come from South America. We are the same people. Most Taino and Arawaks were churches agree on the same American continent. They divided and destroyed our people. You damn right, bro. Man, that's why I was reading. That's why it's important to read this, bro. They took some of us over there. They took some of us over here. That's why I'm never like, oh, yeah, the 12 tribes. No, man, we don't know. Like, I'm finding out that I got, I'm like, and I always kind of sensed it was something about us being from down south. So we don't know, fam. Us people here in the tribes, that's why, stop tribe tripping. We're the same people, okay? We all suffered the same thing. There's 12 doors. At the end of the 12, there's going to be one stick. Stop tribe tripping. Repent, damn it. That's what's important. Look at this. Destruction of our people. Y'all need to wake up. The Bible is literally saying everything that we've been through. Everything. Watch this. Let's go to Jeremiah. I'll go to Jeremiah 25:14. I'm just going to read that because I was going to read the whole thing, and we're running out of time. Like I said, it's going to be an hour, a solid hour, every morning and every afternoon for Spanish classes. Jeremiah 25:14. Let me just read that one. It says, "For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. For thus say the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink it, and be moved, and be mad, because of the sword that I will send among them. Then took I the cup of the Lord's hand, and made all nations to drink it, unto whom the Lord had sent me." This is a message for all you heathens. The real Hebrews of the Bible have woken, not these fake converts. By far. Isaiah 29. And it reads, "Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among these people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid." That's why when there's no vision, people perish. That's why when we have no leadership, we get destroyed. Watch this. Deuteronomy 28:36. It says, "The Lord shall bring thee and thy kings which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone." Without kings, without leadership, without people watching over us, the flock, guess what? We're destroyed, fam. So when they get rid of our leadership, our men, our wise men, we got a bunch of fools running around trying to tell us that we're the same people, like these kids from Sakari. Ay, pero los mexicanos y los puertorriqueños se quieren tanto. Idiotas, por favor. Lamentations 4:12. Lamentations 4:12. Hurry up. It reads, "The kings of the earth and all the inhabitants of the world would not have believed that the adversaries and the enemies should have entered into the gates of Jerusalem. For the sins of her prophets and the iniquities of her priests that have shed the blood of the just in the midst of her." See, we've been misled, fam. We were misled by our leaders. "They have wandered as blind men in the streets. They have polluted themselves with blood so that men could not touch their garments," meaning polluting, sacrificing, doing all that stupidity, doing all that dumb stuff. That's why Deuteronomy 28:29 says this, "Thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness." How does that happen? How does that happen? How does that happen? Because without a vision, people perish, family. Boy, there's no vision, people perish. So again, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. How does somebody walk around blindly in the broad daylight if you're not blind, like really blind? Because of this. Where there's no vision, Proverbs 29:18, where there's no vision, people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. It's time, fam, that you guys start doing the homework on your own. Really dig into your history, man. Because they've done a really magical work on our people. Daniel 9:12, he had confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven had not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. You Hispanics, you natives. Right here. We're almost done.
There's these three people that we need to be in touch with. Hernan Cortez, Moctezuma II, and this one woman named Malintzin de Nepal. Now, when we take a look at Cortez, the Cortez story is going to be a classic example of immediate political change initiating redirection. Okay?
That in immediate political change initiating the direction. I'm sorry, I got one more. A middle political change, like this one right here. Second Maccabees 6:9, and it says, moreover, there were not a decree to the neighboring cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy or Cortez against the Jews, meaning you people, you Hispanics, that they should observe the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifices, meaning you better assimilate, you damn wetback beaner, spick, all of y'all, because we're the kings now. And whoso would not conform themselves to the matter of the Gentiles shall be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. Didn't they say, la plata o el plomo? Meaning siendo the cross or the gun. Did they not try to assimilate us in that fashion?
So let's understand that. Let's understand there's these three characters, Hernan Cortez, Moctezuma, Malintzin de Nepal. We need to appreciate them. Right. Now, where Spain had pushed the direction. Now, one of the things about the Reconquista in Spain, the Reconquista is the reconquest of Spain, where Spain had pushed the Moors out.
Now we're going to pause here. Here we go. Now we're getting to the Moors. Now we're getting to the Moors. Let's get to the Moors. Let me show you something real quick. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Where? We're going to read real quick this book. You know what? Yeah, I'll read a little bit. Hold on a second. Hold on. Where are you? Where? Oh, here it goes. Wait, is this one? Okay, cool. Watch this real quick. All right. This is from the Oppression, Privilege, and Resistance. And it says, it's basically, y'all can take a picture of it. All right. Not what it says here. The land of one people is invaded by people from another country who later use military force to gain and maintain control. Deuteronomy 28:49. The original inhabitants became subject to the conquerors involuntarily. Deuteronomy 28:48, 43 and 44. Baruch 3:8. Write these things down, fam. I'm going fast because we're running out of time. The conquered have an alien culture, governed imposed upon them. Lamentations 5:2. The conquered become the victims of racism, culture, genocide, and are regulated to the submerged status. Deuteronomy 28, 20 and 22. The conquered are rendered politically and economically powerless. Daniel 8:25, because through their laws, they will put that type of oppression upon us. Last but not least, the conquerors feels they have a mission in occupying the area in the question and believe that they have an undeniable privilege by virtue of their conquest. That is basically Malachi 1:4, Obadiah 1:2. That's also manifest destiny, fam. I'm going to slice these fools in pieces. Y'all are not getting away from me. You mess with the wrong spirit, I don't know who I am, but it sure as hell, I'm not no fool. I mean, I'm not very smart, you know what I mean? But hey, man, I know how to read. You know what I'm saying? At least I could do that. Jose Laer. Here it goes right here. The Maya conquistadors. It says it should not be the black clothes padres. They really take money. They really ask for a great deal of money. They drive us mad over money. Therefore, these words that we say to you, there are not lies, for this is really the truth. This is the encomiendas, okay? We will now prove it. For there were many black padres, 21, that came with the Spaniards, and not one of them knew our language here. Only one of them did, but the padres who entered did not teach. For at that time, there were no elders, really just boys. They traded in the other kahab. Moreover, they wished to say little. The black padres, those black ones, they hated us. All right, fam. So that's what I got for you today. I think I did an okay job. A minute, an hour, 6:05, 6:07. I started at 5:07. Man, all praises to the Most High God for that one. I'm getting good. Okay, perfect. All right, fam. Listen, anybody got anything to add? Anything to say? I want to bring you on. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I want to bring y'all on board. If you want to maybe chop it up a little bit. I know it's early, but let me play a little bit of you know what I mean, like a little bit of music. Let y'all come on board, fam. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, this was an edifying class. You know, we need to really understand that according to the Bible, you know what I mean, we're in there, man. So we ended at the 7 minute. I wanted to go to 10, but once he starts mentioning the Moors, I pause it on that. All right. So anyhow, let's see. Oh, Julio, shalom, bro. East Side, Rita, good to have you, sis. This is, man, that right there is phenomenal, bro, because it's true. Matter of fact, I should have had that video. It's okay. I did it on Puerto Rico, you know. But anyhow, anybody got any scriptures to add? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Honestly, man, this is not my channel. This is your channel, fam. Believe that. Believe that. I mean that. And this right here, this phone number, I make myself available because I'm not trying to just to chop it up with y'all like, hey, let's be friends. Nah, man, let's build. Let's build a nation back. Let's give our nation back what we lost. Colonialism, the spirit of colonialism sits in our spirit. And until we cleanse ourselves from that, we're not going to overcome. Till we're done with that. We got to be done with that, fam. Anyways, I'll give you guys a couple minutes, all right? If you guys want to come on board, I would appreciate it. If not, I understand. I know that some of y'all are probably shy, or maybe you don't want to show your face because you know you didn't brush your hair and you look like shit. Maybe I'm just kidding, just joking. But anyhow, about a couple minutes, and then if y'all don't come up, it's cool, man. Y'all know how obligated. I will shut it down, and then we'll get ready for the class this evening. Tomorrow, remember, fam, we're gonna go to part two. Part two of this here. Give me a second. Part two. Hold on. We're gonna go to part 2 of this one. Murder of a Collective Nation, part 2. All right. Oh, hey, well, hold up a second. Hold up. Hey, shalom, bro. Shalom. Good to have you. Good to have you, man. Or sis, whoever one. You're on, brother or sister. Hey, L. Lobo, can you hear me?
Shalom. Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir. Shalom, bro. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, hermano. ¿Cómo estás, canal?
Yeah, man, just hanging in there, hermano. You know, I had some sleep, bro. I've been sleeping a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I've had a little more clarity, man. I've had a little more clarity now with these organized classes now. You know what I mean? Max 1 hour, twice a day. It's really,
Yes.
man.
It's better to do it like that. You know, short ones instead of long ones. You know.
Yeah, those long ones are
gives
for
you
Friday.
it gives you Hey, I was gonna say, bro. You know, we appreciate. You know, I mean, it's not up the views or anything. You still go on. You go. You don't care. And that's appreciated over here. You know. So, keep going. You're doing good, bro. We'll get bigger.
Yeah,
You know.
appreciate
But
it,
like
bro.
I said, we're building with bricks. We're not building with sand over here, bro. So every brick we putting up is valid. You know, it takes time though.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. That's true. That's true. And it takes a foundation, like a proper foundation when you go into the building of a home. You know, you got to have a real stable ground. You know, that whole process. You know, you gotta put some of that debris rock and then that GG to make sure that the ground is stable, and then you start like laying down the actual, the foundation, the cement, all of that stuff, bro. And then you know what I mean, like the slab work, like it takes time. But I like I said earlier, bro. Yeah, but the scriptures talk about that when the truth is coming out, the real truth, bro, it's gonna be hundreds and thousands that like bam, just coming in, bam, 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 and from I think we're kind of seeing it. You know what I mean? Just to kind of stay quiet on that end, but it's like potentially there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I was put the foundation first. So
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah, man. Anything you wanted to maybe something stood out today, class, man? Something that you saw that was like kind of new to you, or pretty much?
Oh, that whole being blind, that goes back, the dark into the ground, the black into the ground, the whole being blind thing. So we live in darkness, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I
that's
point
actually
out.
what Jeremiah.
But yeah, bro, I just wanted to thank you.
Yep. All praises, bro. Okay, cool, man. Well, hey, I know you sound like you're driving. You working?
I'm parked right now. That's why I'm calling in. But yeah, bro, I'm just calling in real quick. Just bro, we're gonna come up.
That's right.
That's right, my brother.
Cool. All right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you chopping it up with me real quick. I'm about to shut it down, get ready for the day, and then Lord willing, you can I think you speak Spanish, so then you can catch the Spanish one.
Oh, claro que sí. All right, my brother.
Oh, one other thing. I found. I'm gonna give you guys a hint. Remember, I don't know if you caught a class about partus quertus ventrum. Remember that?
Creo que sí.
All right. Partus quertus ventrum was a law that was passed in 1861. We were taught that law was basically towards black folks, right? Negroes, whatever, Negro women.
Oh yeah. Bro.
I found the book that confirms that all of that towards our people, bro. I found it. Beautiful, man. I was like, it was amazing, brother. It was amazing. So I'm gonna be presenting that in not this Friday, but the next Friday in part 3. So you'll see exactly what you know what I mean. Like it's really crazy stuff, bro. That's in because again, we're going by timeline. Remember, we're going by timeline. So when I get to that year, the 1600s, that's when I'm gonna bring it out. Anyhow, all right, brothers. Well, you guys take care. Shalom. Let me go ahead and finish this real quick. Like I said, I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna have a song in the end, because I always do. Give me a second here, real quick. Give me a second here, real quick. Hold on a second, real quick. Oh, hold up. Hey, what's up, man? You disconnected, huh?
Shalom.
Hey, it's cool, man. You disconnected, huh?
Yeah, it disconnected me for some reason. But yeah, I just wanted to say shalom, brother. And I'll keep the work up, man.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you, man. I'm about to shut it down.
All right, my brother.
Bro. Shalom, man.
Peace. All right,
shalom. Peace. Yep. All right, fam. I appreciate y'all very much. Obviously, I appreciate you guys always being here with me. Again, peace to all. East Side. Hey, East Side, man. Give me a call. Give me a holler, bro. Don't be a stranger, man. Say what's up. That phone number. Unless you don't like me, bro. But I understand. I'm just kidding, man. Don't trip, bro. You're family, man. You're good. All right, let me go ahead and finish it off, fam. Appreciate you guys very much, and I want to thank you all. Your support, those spiritual alms is what's growing this channel. Again, spiritual alms, fam. All those heathens that are asking for money from y'all, stop doing that. The scriptures don't cost a damn thing. They don't cost a damn thing, family. They shouldn't cost you a damn thing. All right? Shalom. Love y'all very much. Okay? Let's go.
Los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos lo voy palpando, cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron pa' siempre. Millones razones pa' vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulú. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trocolor tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición, como no voy a aprovechar los códigos que llegan, los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar. Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.